Hi guys, welcome back to You Are Here. This is crazy. I know. We're leveling up this year. 2024 is for leveling up. You heard it here first. And yeah, you're watching this on YouTube or you're listening to this on wherever you're listening to this. That's crazy. But if you are listening to it, you should also come watch the video because we're throwing in some visual elements this year. Maybe I'll talk more about my outfits and I'll show you the stuff I'm talking about. Maybe we'll have a special guest. We will. And maybe we'll make funny YouTube videos. Like I'll bake a cake blind or something. Who knows? The world is our oyster. 2024 is for leveling up. Thank you for being here. Welcome to our YouTube channel. This space is going to keep on changing and evolving and growing just like you and me. And yeah, right now we're just chilling in my house, but you know, we'll have a set, maybe more staff. I'm just speaking out there, you know? Okay. Well, anyways, it has been a long time, which is why I'm kind of rambling here at the beginning, but we do have some catching up to do. I didn't realize that the last time we were all together here, it was end of July, beginning of August, like crazy. That's like half the year that you have no idea what happened in my life. So I thought we'd take this time to just catch up a little bit, tell you guys what I was up to. And yeah, and then we'll get into some fun ins and outs of 2024 that I've just been thinking about. Okay, so I did a lot of cool things at the end of last year. I feel like I feel like for me, it was a friendship year. Like I just had like people that I'd had in my life we became way more close and like just became like ride or die, had a lot of cute girly moments. I went to great concerts and I just feel I have my little notes right here. And I had friends transition and move and like change and stuff. I traveled quite a bit as well, which was so much fun. I love to do that. So yeah, I don't know. Like I feel like the last like quarters of the year, 2023 were like just, I think really had a lot packed in. I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but I do feel like I lived like 8 different lives in 2023. And I'm hoping for, what is it? Not continuity. I guess maybe like some continuity and cohesion. I'm hoping for some cohesion in 2024. Because I do feel like I was so many different people across 2023. Okay, I'm done saying the years. It's confusing me and I have math dyslexia. Okay. Or number dyslexia, whatever. Either way, I can't do math. So, okay, first thing that I did a lot. I feel like I went to a lot of dinner parties and I also joined a book club. And let me tell you, I do have to kind of pat myself in the back here because last season 1, I think the first episode was like about making new friends as an adult, or like first or second episode. And I'm really bad at that. Like the people I have in my life, I've known these people for pretty much my whole life. So, but I did join this book club and it's been so much fun. I've gotten to know so many more incredible women and I've gotten to read so much. I read so much. And that's something that I totally recommend as well. If you're like coming into this new year and you're like, I feel like I'm not creative or like I have no imagination or I'm bored, you should pick up a book, like freaking read. Like it is so much fun. I love reading. A pastime that I love to do as I'm reading is I dream cast for this. I don't care if it's a show or a movie, whatever. I just pick actors and actresses that I want to see in this, if this book was a movie or show. And I always say they may be the author, whoever they are, but I am the movie studio producer, art director, costume designer, camera person, gaffer. Like I am everything and it's my movie. It's their book, it's my movie. So yeah, maybe if you need something to like make you excited about reading again, you should definitely do that. I know the Percy Jackson series is going on right now on Disney Plus, so if you've never read those books before, you should read those books. I cannot recommend those enough. But yeah, anyways, book clubs are awesome. Join a book club. Those are sick. Have dinner parties. Really send it with the dinner parties. I've been to maybe like 4 or 5 dinner parties last year, and they've just been so enriching. Like, oh, there's something so much fun about spending time gathering things together, bringing things, contributing, hanging out with your friends, and like creating a beautiful environment in maybe like a more common place, like to houses that I've been to dozens of times or whatever. But just arriving and like making it a space, I think is so much fun. Oh, also Derek is here, which is why you see me kind of looking this way. He's right here, my little brother producer. But anyways, loved the dinner parties, love book club, love reading this year, or like coming into this year. Yeah, I still love reading. I'm still reading. The other thing I did was go to concerts. So concerts for me, I kind of took a break from, because 2020, 2021, there was still loads of restrictions, and honestly, I'm just lazy. And so I was like, I don't think there's no one that was touring at the time that I had the gumption to go and like do the test and then like bring the results and wait for everything. I was like, no. So I just didn't. And coming into 2023, all those things were kind of done. I don't know why I didn't do anything in 2022. Now that I think about it, maybe I did and I can't remember, but 2023 was like the concert year. I feel like all the artists I wanted to see were touring again. It was so much fun. So first concert I went to last year was Inhaler. They're awesome. I actually went with like one of my bosses, LOL, and some other friends, and it was so sick. They were awesome. The venue was really small, and I love that. Like, live music is just irreplaceable. Also, if you hear a digital camera going in the back, content, baby. Okay. Yeah, loved Inhaler. That was an amazing show. They did a great job. The other show that I went to, which was like the big one, was Taylor Swift, of course. The Eras Tour like took over the world, and I actually ended up going twice. Like, not to brag. First time was a total fluke. I did try to buy tickets like an earnest person when she broke Ticketmaster. And yeah, I was on the website. Same sob story you've probably heard already. I was on Ticketmaster for like 4 or 5 hours. Nothing ever happened. All the seats were gone. I didn't want a nosebleed seat. So I was like, que será? And then my friend that I work with, she was like, hey, my friend dropped out. You want to come with me? I said, absolutely. And then I showed up. It was the best time ever. And then after I bought that ticket, my little brother got like a notification for like more tickets that they were releasing. So I ended up going with him as well, which was really fun. And that was also totally an accident. So anyways, sometimes, hey, I actually don't know what the lesson is there. I think the lesson is just like, que será? What happens. And yeah, also God loves me. Just pray, I guess. Okay, what else? Okay, Eras Tour. And then last concert of the year that I went to was 1975. I've been a 1975 fan. Here we are with the years again. For so long. I've loved 1975 since I was in high school. Love their music. They're just, like one of my favorite bands. And they essentially did like their Eras Tour, which was great. That was also such a plus of last year. Everybody stole Taylor Swift's idea, and like God bless him for it, and God bless her for it, because I feel like we got some great shows. I know Jonas Brothers did their tour. I didn't go see them, but I'll tell you what I did instead of going to see them in a little bit. But yeah, 1975 was such a great show. The crowd was crazy. I was in the pit for that one. People were kind of being sick around me. For the audio listeners, I just made a face. So but you could see the face I made if you would go on our YouTube channel. So come watch the YouTube video. Anyways, yeah, so loved the 1975. That was awesome. And yeah, can't wait. I would love to go to more concerts this year. Haven't really been looking around. I think I want to go to more small concerts. I feel like Taylor was just obviously outrageous. Like, it was a stadium tour, insane. 1975 was kind of like a step below a stadium tour, and then Inhaler was like just this teeny tiny little concert venue, whatever. And I loved that. So I think I want to go to more small concerts next year. There are a lot of incredible small artists I love. So I would love to do that. And maybe talk about music. I think I did an episode about music last season, but I would love to do another episode because that was so much fun. And maybe you guys can put me on music and I can put you on some music because music is awesome. Oh, I also cannot stop saying awesome. I don't know how it got back into my lexicon and why I cannot stop saying it, but I think it's just such a cute little throwback word. Awesome. Okay, next. This is a little fun. Or I was going to start with something sad, but I was like, no, so I changed my mind. So fun. This is fun. So what I did instead of going to Jonas Brothers concert is I went to Europe with my besties, and it was so sick. We went to 4 different countries in 2 weeks, which sounds crazy because it was. We went to London, we went to Paris, we went to Antibes, we went to Copenhagen, and we went to Sweden. Oh my gosh, wait, we went to 5 countries. Well, no, sorry. We did go to 4 countries. Antibes and Paris are obviously both in France. But we went to 4 countries. I was right. 4 countries, 5 places, ? Yeah. Anyways, crazy experience. That was insane. We were not vacationing. We were traveling. We also did that on carry-on and personal item only, which was also insane. And we planned the trip in like a month and a half, which looking back on is a crazy thing to do. But it was so much fun. I loved that trip. Me and my friends are all still stuck there. And just how much we did and how much we experienced was just amazing. My favorite place we went to was definitely France. I loved Paris. I loved Antibes. Antibes is gorgeous. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look up pictures. It's also where Sophia Richie got married. Hotel du Cap. We tried to go and they didn't let us in, but we were right next to it. We could see it. So anyways, Hotel du Cap is right there. So just to give you an idea, it's just stunning in Antibes. The people were so lovely. I loved it. Copenhagen was so cool as well. Actually got the sweater from there. Ooh. And yeah, it was such a great vibe. What else did we do? So yeah. Oh, but Europe, I would love to do. This is one of the episodes I really want to do. Is interviewing my friends who went with me and talking about basically how to do that, how to travel with your friends and still be friends afterwards, how to plan a trip like that. Even get super practical, like how much money it took to do that and like how much money everything costs really and like whatever. Because I do think traveling is so important as a young person and like you really just experience so much of life that is so like not what you're used to, especially going to a country like France or Copenhagen where they don't speak English and like it's just so outside of your normal and it really just stretches you and grows you as a human being. So anyways, would love to do that. That's an idea I have in the works. Gotta plan that one out. Okay. Europe was awesome. Now into something sad. I had friends move away, which was such a bummer. But I think friends moving and like transitioning in your friendships and stuff is something that is so normal and like just a part of your life. And at one point, I mean, I was a friend that moved away. I went to college. And so, I moved away to Australia and like, I think it's really cool how a lot of those friendships that I had, I obviously still kept. So, and like they're still in my life. So I think it's just obviously a part of life to grow and transition and leave and move and stuff. But yeah, that was kind of tough. It was interesting being on the other side of that and like being the friend who's like still here and like not the one that has left. So that was really fun and in a really sad way to like kind of think through and process. But yeah, they're doing great. They're awesome. And we're all still friends. So slay. Okay. I think that's pretty much it. I think I covered all the bases. I also did get ill towards the end of the year randomly. Over Thanksgiving, I got laryngitis, which was so great. Could not talk on Thanksgiving Day. Like, could not speak above a whisper, which is bad for your voice. So I didn't speak, which is crazy because I have a podcast. I can't shut up. Like, I love to talk. So that was really, really tough. I couldn't tell you I didn't get a lesson out of that. I was just quiet. Okay. I did try to do like the text to speech thing, but what they don't tell you about that is when you do the text to speech thing, everybody has to stop talking so they can hear your phone go off. And that also kills a vibe. Like, you just cannot be involved, and that's totally fine. Well, not fine. I wasn't fine with it, but I made myself fine with it and just hung out in the corner by myself and ate some pomegranate seeds. Wait, is that what you would call them? Or like pomegranate? They are seeds though. Whatever. I'm not a gardener. Okay. So what else? What else have I done? Oh, and then that was the other illness. And then before Christmas, I got strep throat. So I don't even know, man. I feel like I have already gotten my my dose of like illness for this year and last. I'm done. So health for 2024, health is in. All right. And I'm drinking my green juice, got my vitamins. Do that too. All right. So that's pretty much the catch up. Like, that was like all the big things, the things that aren't boring. I obviously went to work every day, watched movies, hung out with my friends, like chill, went to dinner, bought new stuff, bought things in Europe, like just normal things. But yeah, I feel like that was pretty much all of like the major highlights and points. Thanks for listening to this. We're not done yet though, because now it's ins and outs time of 2024. We're talking about what I think this year is in and what is out. And it's kind of silly, kind of funny, kind of also not. Let's get into it. I also leaned back because I was really excited to talk. And then as I got excited to talk, also this mic is heavy. So now I'm a little exhausted in terms of like my strength, you know, and I need all the energy that I have to talk about the ins and outs of 2024. Okay, let's get into it. Number 1, chatting to strangers. I feel like this is underrated. We're not doing this very much. We're kind of to ourselves, to our phones. And I feel like 2024, we're talking to strangers. We're just making polite conversation, talking about things that are relevant and funny, having little inside jokes. And, you know, sometimes people will get it and sometimes they won't. I actually have a funny story about this. I got into a conversation with one of the ladies that works at Target, and she was so funny and was like giving me all these cute recs about this lotion or something. And she was saying about how, it was Ashley Tisdale's lotion company, not lotion company, LOL. Like skincare company. I think it's called French or Frenchy, whatever. So she was talking about this, telling me about the ones that sell the most, like her favorite fragrance of the line and stuff. And and then she goes, yeah, you know, it's Ashley Tisdale's company. I said, oh, no way. I knew, but I was going to be polite. I said, oh, no way. That's so exciting. Like, I said, wow, she really bopped to the top. Dead silence. Makes no like acknowledgement that this was like a funny, like a joke. She was just like, yeah. I was like, oh. And also I did forget to mention, we made reference to High School Musical before this. She was like, yeah, Ashley Tisdale, you know, from High School Musical. So she knew. Anyways, okay, whatever. I'm leaving that there. But just sometimes your jokes aren't going to land, and that's fine. But then you can comment on this podcast and tell me about your moment like that, and that will make me feel great. And we can make each other feel great, because it's okay. Humor is subjective, ? Moving on. What's out? I'm going to do one back and forth, in and out. I feel like that's good. Out is hiding how you feel. So the other thing I did fail to mention at the beginning is I did start going to therapy. Okay. And unfortunately, it's helped me. And I thought that I didn't need therapy. Which like I feel like probably most people fall in that category, but I really was like, I think I'm good. Like I'm not a crazy person. Crazy not in the sense of like needs to be medicated, crazy in the sense that is like does not know, is like not self-aware, is not like communicative, is not et cetera, et cetera. Do you see what I mean? So I didn't think I was like that. Well, as it turns out, I don't tell people what I actually think in like about how they make me feel. So 2024 first out is hiding how you feel. People will make you feel negatively and positively, and that's out. Stop hiding how you feel. Stop hiding how people make you feel. People are going to make you feel however, and you have every right to set boundaries, to communicate that. And if they still want to be in your life, that's awesome. But that is like not telling people is not an earnest expression of who you are. And I didn't realize that. So that was for free, by the way. You're welcome. Okay, next in Kitten Heels. I love Kitten Heels. This holiday season, I bought a pair of Zara Kitten Heels like earlier in the year for a wedding, I think. I could not stop wearing them. I wore them so much this season. Every holiday party, every cute thing, I've worn them to work. They're so comfortable. They're so wearable. I love them. You can also thrift them really easily. I have a thrifted pair and I have the Zara pair. Love them. Love them both to death. That's a huge in. They look cute with everything. Next out, trainers. I think sneakers are out. I am a hypocrite because at the moment I am wearing sneakers, but this ties into another in that I have, so I won't show them yet. So stay tuned. But I'll show the sneakers I'm wearing. But as of late, trainers are just not speaking to me. I think we killed the New Balance 550. We killed the 990. We killed the Sambas. We as in just like society. And I feel like I'm just like I've seen it so much, and I am like chronically online. Okay, my job is literally social media. So I get it. It totally me. And I'm not saying you can't like these things. Keep on liking them. For me though, trainers are just out. Like I feel like there's more fun shoes. There's like more innovation happening in terms of like what we're wearing or what we could be wearing. And I kind of just want to see more dress shoes come into the mainstream where the default isn't a trainer, where the default maybe is like a loafer, or like I love the ballet flat resurgence, or I don't know. I love those kinds of things. A mule. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, moving on. Another in, hot coffee. This is for no reason other than the fact that I've just gotten into hot coffee lately, and I just think hot coffee is great. I think it's also always cold inside. And like whether it's the summer, you know, you're going to be wearing like light layers at most. Okay. You're going to be wearing light layers, and you're going to walk in somewhere, and then it's going to be like 60 degrees because it's hot outside. So you're making it cold inside. And then if it's winter time, it's just cold everywhere. So you just need a hot coffee. Anyways, I feel like for my life, hot coffee is just very relevant, and I love hot coffee. I love cortados, cappuccinos, Americanos, Nespresso. I love it all. I love hot coffee. Okay. Next out is buying things you only kind of like. This is so important and will also save you a lot of money. Don't waste your time and money on something that you're kind of meh about. This isn't in my in list, but I'm adding it to my in list. So what's out is wasting your money on things you kind of like, and what's in is returning things. Try things out, sure, but don't be afraid to return it. For some reason, I was always thinking like if I bought something, it had to stay in my closet. I don't know why. And yeah, just return it. I bought this coat on Mango recently, and I tried it on, and something about it was just not what I thought it should be, and I returned it, and I got my $200 back. So get your money back, return things, and you could find something you like better. It's out there, I promise. Okay, next in is reading. I already touched on this, but reading is awesome. If you, for some reason, skipped ahead 20 minutes into this podcast to come to this part, go back and hear my notes on reading. Reading rocks. Get a Kindle as well. Oh my gosh, I got a Kindle last year. Changed my life. I waited for an Amazon Prime Day And so I got it on discount as well. It is the best thing ever. Waiting in lines this holiday season was game changer. It's like a 40-minute wait. Hey, guess what? I'm here just reading. I'm in my little fairyland, whatever. It is the best investment I've ever made in myself. Okay, get a Kindle. Next out is Made Up Aesthetics, Clean Girl Aesthetic, Blueberry Nail Aesthetic, Tomato Girl Aesthetic. What are we talking about exactly? And like I don't know. I think unfortunately I'm gonna have to get on a tangent on this one, because Made Up Aesthetics just come from a materialistic like ideology and like society. It comes from the idea that like in order to be happy, you have to possess something that you like don't already have, I feel like. And so a lot of these things are actually just promoting like dumb spending habits. And I think the ones that are like really absurd are the ones that are actually inspired by like real life people. Like I know the coastal grandmother aesthetic was like happening last season, and now I'm seeing like eclectic grandpa. What do these things mean? I don't know. There's incredible creators on TikTok that like talk about this more in depth, but I heard one recently and he was talking about how like what makes these people so unique and so like something to aspire to is because these people have like spent years curating and collecting and living in these items of clothing. So that's what makes them eclectic. That's what makes them like grandma, like the things that are like grandma and grandpa even being like an aesthetic is insane, because you're already implying that these people have spent so much time and in creating like their identities. Okay, anyways, but yeah, I feel like just eyes wide open, really look into like what these aesthetics are really made of. And I feel like just 9 times out of 10, they're just made of companies and people just trying to get you to buy things that you don't need and that you probably don't even like. You probably kind of like them, and guess what? That's out. Okay, next is making time for morning routine. The way, right as of right now, we're 2 days into the year that I'm filming this. The way I've just woken up 30 minutes earlier and I feel like I'm a brand new person. I feel more productive, more focused, more driven. I feel so great. And yeah, just make time for your morning routine. Make time. I have my little devotional in the morning. I get to do my makeup. If I don't have an outfit planned, I can like have more time to think about my outfit. I have time to make my little green juice in the morning. Like, it's so nice. Making time for a morning routine, that's in. Next thing that's out, being insecure about your arms. That's dumb. And I just think like being so aware of the way your body looks all the time is also out. Just because we can't, like, that's something that we can't control. And I think to be so critical of the way that your body looks all the time, I'm totally like terrible at this. To be so critical about the way that your body looks all the time is just influenced by like social media directly, and like how much of our life is actually no longer a product of existing and just living, but it's actually like we are living to be like manufactured pieces of content essentially, which is kind of like meta that I'm talking about this on my podcast, which is content that's probably also living on social media. So I understand how crazy this is right now, but I do think it, like, specifically like body image, all those things, like I think so many times as women specifically, we have lived in a space and a patriarchy where our whole existence boils down to the fact of like whether we look good enough for etc. At least that's how I've always thought about it. And this year that's out. I also, yeah, anyways, I think I have more stuff on here about that, but yeah, so being insecure about your arms, but really about your body is out. It's just dumb. You cannot police your body 24/7. You'll literally get driven crazy. Take your cute pictures, live your life, and don't be afraid of your skin. Okay? Next is card holders. Big, fat, clunky wallets are out. Card holders are in. We love a card holder. I recently got one from Gani. I love it. It's so cute. I was inspired by my friend Tati. She's so cute and always has cool stuff. She had a card holder and I never thought about that. And we actually previously, she also inspired me to get the wallet I had previously. LOL. Love you, Tots. And yeah, I think I was done with it. It was kind of like chunky. But it was a great wallet. Anyways, on to the next. Love my card holder. It's so small. Fits in every pocket. It fits in every bag as well. I just love it. It's so cute. Okay, next is emotional support water bottles are out. Sorry, I get that you have to be hydrated. Hydration is important. I drink water all the time. Okay, I get it. However, carrying around your water bottle to every single place if you live in a place in the world where water is always readily accessible, I think is kind of crazy. I feel like that's just so like, I don't know, man. I just think that's crazy. I personally never really carry around emotional support water bottle. I never carry around a water bottle. I'm just asking for water everywhere. Like, oh, let's stop by Starbucks. I'll grab a water. Oh, let's go to the cafe here. I'll get a water. I'll stop in Panera. I don't care. There's water everywhere. There's also water fountains everywhere. Like, you don't have to bother like an employee if you don't want to. I don't know. I just think it's so crazy that we carry around water bottles. And they're usually gigantic. Like, they're never like a normal size water bottle. It's like colossal water bottles. So I think that's kind of silly. And I think you look silly doing it as well. But again, that's just me. I'm just saying what's out for me. Okay. Next thing that's in is, I think, snake print, and that texture, like embossed snake print on things, I feel like is really, really good. I don't know. I know cheetah print kind of at the end of the year had its little moment. It definitely had a moment in my life, but cheetah print for me is like always around. I love cheetah print. But I just feel like next on the list to come up is snake print. So mark my words. Next, hair ties on the wrists. Guys, I'm healing myself. Nature is healing. I have tried to not wear hair ties on my wrist. It's currently my hair, but regardless, I'm trying to be like very conscious of that. I feel like if you want to take a quick picture with a friend, whatever, it's just like always there. It's like that TikTok audio that's like, then I heard this grating, aggravating sound. Like, that is what I feel like a hair tie on the wrist is for me now. And I'm done with it. So I'm trying to be conscious of that and like keep one in my car. I have a few in my bag. Like, I have them around me so I don't have to have it on my person, you know? Okay. Next in is oversized sunglasses. I love the look of oversized sunglasses. I just think they're so chic and stylish. They also take up so much real estate on your face, which is awesome if you don't want to like have all of that on display. So yeah, in. Next, gum. I think gum is out for 2024. Now, when I say gum, I don't mean all breath helping materials. I think just like the act of chewing gum is kind of like weird. Like, you're just chewing something with no purpose, no nutritional value for like how long? You know, one of my friends has a weird thing with gum. Like, she doesn't like chewing it because it's weird. Like, she feels like you're like, I don't even know. Like, it is kind of gross. I don't know. So I think gum is done for me. I'm getting into my like mint / cough drop era. One, because illness, and two, because I just think mints are so efficient. Like, they're here for one task. You like chew them and you're done, and your breath smells fine, whatever. So I just think that's great. My life is also at the minute filled with mint and cough drop carcasses everywhere. Every bag in my car. I mean, it is fistfuls of the little wrapping, whatever. So take that as well. Okay, done. Moving on. Next in is living in your clothes. Kind of circling back to what I was talking about, the weird like made up aesthetic thing. Like, live in your clothes. Really experience life, travel, work, play, like all those things. Do that in your clothes, because that will ultimately like tell the story of your life. Not to be like super corny, but also One Direction. Okay. yeah, live in your clothes, live in your shoes. Don't be afraid to wear things if you love it. I feel like people will buy things that they're like so excited about and then they're like, oh, I can't wear it. Girl, wear it. Like, what is the point? Okay. Next out, low buns. Another thing I kind of realize I'm being hypocritical on because I have a bun in at the moment. But I do need to make the distinction. This bun is in the middle of my head. Like this, like a true, like kind of ballerina-esque bun. I think we're done with like the low Hailey Bieber, clean girl aesthetic, like buns. I feel like we just saw them so much. Y'all's hairlines are receding. Like, please give it a rest. Wear your hair down, wear it in braids, fix it. Like, I don't know what you need to do, but like give your hair follicles a chance, please, God. Okay. Next in is shoulders. Love a shoulder moment. I love it. I love a blazer, a strong shoulder, maybe a shoulder pad, depending on the shape, the texture, how it's going. Maybe a shoulder pad, but a strong shoulder. Love. Next out, scrolling when you're bored. We're done scrolling. Doom scrolling is out. We are reading. We're getting educated. We are being smart people this year. We're getting self-aware. Write, color, draw, do something else. Don't scroll. Like, honestly, watch a documentary. Oh my gosh, documentaries are so fun. Some Rex really quick. Ralph Lauren's documentary, Very Ralph, incredible. Love that one. Okay, next. Mules and ugly shoes are in 2024, and now I can mention. I know you've been waiting to see what I was talking about earlier with the trainers thing. The shoes I'm wearing right now are all the things. They are mules and they're ugly and they're trainers, but they're mostly just mules and they're ugly. These Nike Shocks, they're the Martine Rose collab. If you care, whatever. Oh, look, there we go. Martine Rose. They are my favorite shoes ever. I love them so much. But see what I mean? Like, trainers, fine, because they're like our trainers, but they're not. They're cool and they're ugly and they're mules and they're so comfortable and I love them. Those are in. But I mean, like, all ugly shoes. Like, I've seen some like really like crazy looking Merrells and like old Pumas, like stuff like that, like cool looking shoes, vintage Onitsukas, like older Adidas models. I don't know. I feel like those kinds of shoes that have like some personality to them, some whimsical element. I love that. Okay, next out for the year is asking stupid questions. Hate to break it to you, stupid questions do exist, and we're not asking them anymore. If your question could be answered on Google or like a quick like reading a few sentences, you don't have to be polling the audience, okay? Like, find the information that you can and then like ask a question. I think also people don't know how to ask questions in public settings is also what I have come to realize. Really, questions that are asked aloud should help everyone. So like, if you have a personal question about something, maybe follow that up to like one person after. But like, if you're in a public setting and you're asking like, oh, how do you exit the page or whatever, like just like something that is so plain and like normal to ask and like to know, sorry, not to ask. Like, I just feel like there's better ways to go about that. It's like not helpful and actually like holds the conversation back, right? Like, if you're in a public setting, you should be asking questions that move the conversation forward, that help everybody. And maybe just people don't know that, but this is me telling you that. So please hold all stupid questions and yeah, Google it, ask one person, then circle back. But also like know your audience, I guess, because some spaces you can't ask stupid questions. But okay, moving on. You can disagree with me, by the way. If you don't like these ins and outs, that's totally fine. Let me know on Instagram or something. It's fine. DMs are open. Next thing that I think is in is frilly tops. I recently got a really cute frilly top from Free People. It's just so cute. I feel like this is the summer of like fun bohemian vibes. I've also realized as I've like gotten to know myself last year more and like my closet and things I actually gravitate towards, I'm a lot more of a like bohemian kind of, like there's like an element of like ease and comfortability that is a little bit like hippie bohemian in my closet. So I'm kind of leaning into that more as well this summer, and I feel like you should too because it's fun. Okay, next is the male gaze is out. I kind of got into this earlier as well because I love getting ahead of myself. But I do think so many times, like so much of our life, our media, our subconscious as women is really like catering to the male gaze. I obviously have a lot of opinions and love to talk. So I'm always talking about this and I always have opinions about this. But I do actually want to have a podcast episode this season about the female gaze, about being a woman and like internalized misogyny, all those things that I feel like are so important to break down. And I would love to also have women on here kind of cover that and that element of their life and their journey, because it is something that I feel like every woman can identify with. And even if you're a guy listening to this, I feel like this conversation would be so beneficial because you, wait, isn't that a dog food brand? Beneful? Okay. But could be so beneficial because you can understand like a different perspective. And I think that is like such an important part about being a human being is gaining new perspectives and then coming up with your own conclusion, right? Okay, moving on. Another in for 2024 is taking more photos that pertain to life. I've gotten into the rut of like my camera roll is really a place that is like even scrolling through normal photos, it's like so curated for like Instagram for content, and that is just giving me the ick. I want to just take photos that don't have good composition, the lighting's bad, but they're like about life, you know? So yeah, that's in. Just taking photos about things that are life. Okay. Next out is making excuses. And I also say this kind of with an asterisk because I think making excuses is kind of a hard blanket statement because of like the culture we live in and like output and how many things are like the emphasis is like, what are you doing? What's next? Like, what are you blah, blah, blah. And I feel like that's really hard. Also definitely comes from like a capitalistic society, which like America definitely is. We're the land of like Amazon robots and like delivery things, which is fine and like convenient and great. Like those innovations like took place. But I just think sustainability and like being so focused on output, it can be kind of dangerous. But that is my disclaimer for saying making excuses. I think there's just a lot of things that people say that are really just excuses for them not to like grow as human beings. So like, oh, I don't have time. Like, no, you just don't like to prioritize this. Or like, oh, well, it's just the way I am. It's like, well, can't you, like, people change, you know what I mean? And you can like evolve and like change your opinion, things like that. So yeah, I feel like those like blanket excuses that we make for ourselves are just not good enough in 2024. We can be better, we can be whole, and we can grow together. Okay, next, eyeglasses. I think glasses are just, they're kind of already having a resurgence, like the little Bella Hadid glasses, like they're so cute. I just think eyeglasses are going to be in. Also, Emma Chamberlain did her little collab with Warby Parker. So cute. And I just think glasses are so chic and we need to bring them back. I wear contacts, so I should be wearing my glasses, but I hate them all. I also saw this thing on TikTok that I love, and they said that the most stylish people that you'll ever see in your life are women over 35 who have funky glasses. And that's so right. Next out is impatience. Kind of circling back to something I've already mentioned. But I think in terms of life, to quote the best song ever, miracles happen. All things will come with a little time, if you believe. Yeah, I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory, but patience is so important for life. If you want to like create your own vibe and like have interests and meaning and like all these and like depth, all those things take priority, they take time, and they take patience. They take your whole life, which is why you meet like the coolest old people. Old people are the coolest because they have spent a whole life figuring out who they are, which is why they also suck sometimes. That's a different conversation though. But yeah, so impatience is out, patience is in. Next, Richard Gere's looks from the 90s are in. We're dressing like this. I want to see men in jeans and belts and sweater vests with a blazer on, like Richard Gere. Richard Gere's looks from the 90s eat everybody who's eating wait, hold up. Richard Gere's looks from the 90s eat up everybody who thinks they're eating today. All right. He ate down. His hair was so good. All of his accessories are so good. So if you're a guy or a girl listening to this, go on Pinterest, look up Richard Gere 90s aesthetic. Billions of photos will come up. And just pick a few and follow that. Okay, Next thing that's out is girl bossing. This kind of ties into the whole capitalism, ties into the whole internalized misogyny, ties into the patriarchy. Oh, speaking of, I want to do an episode about the Barbie movie and how that movie is so important and really like patriarchy and like what that means. Maybe this is a feminist podcast. Like maybe it's turning into a feminism podcast. I don't know. But I just love those topics. I think it's so fascinating. But yeah, I think girl bossing is out. And I say that because not only I think is a term like very antiquated, but I think the way that the term came about was actually just a way to like make women feel okay with like not being feminine anymore. And that does kind of tie into like, I don't know, a lot of different things I think societally and culturally that women have had to work through. But I feel like there's so much to say about it, but I do think girl bossing is out. And I think what we're in is women being women, men stepping up and being men, and them meeting in the middle, which is actually what feminism is. It's equality. And I feel like women should be allowed to be taken care of, to not be like this strong women all the time, but to just be women who like have emotions, who are compassionate, and also allowing men to be men and like grow up and like learn who they are and not just hide behind this like machismo, appearance or whatever. But yeah, so anyways, girl bossing is out. Girls chilling, taking a break. That's in. Okay, quick rapid fire. That's in because I only have 3 left. I think the color burgundy is in. My nails are burgundy right now. Well, you can't really tell, but they're burgundy. Another in is valet. Nothing will make you feel more expensive, more fabulous, more rich than paying for the $8 valet at the mall. Because I did that, and that's exactly how I felt. So pay for the $8 valet. If you're already at the mall, you're making your return, you're hanging out, just cop the $8 and you will feel like $1 million. Okay. Next, not keeping nice things to yourself. This kind of ties into the first one, but I just think there's so many wonderful things we think about our friends. We think about the people around us, even casual people that we just like see every day or work with. And we just don't tell them the things that we think about them that are good, obviously. And I do like to believe that I feel like people think more good things than negative things in general. So yeah, don't be afraid to be honest about the good things that you see in people and the world around you. Because if you're looking for good things, then you'll find them. And if you're looking for negative things, then you'll also find them. So I think look for good things and say the good things that you see and that you like. And yeah, I feel like it just makes your life a lot more rich and fun. Okay. Well, this was a great episode. I'm sorry if I talked a million miles an hour. I feel like I did. I was excited, okay? I miss doing this. I miss talking to you guys, miss hanging out. And now we have a YouTube channel. Like, it's just so fun. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you in the next episode. We have so much exciting things planned. Yeah, love you all. Happy 2024.